everybody, and welcome to episode 2 in our Planet Zoo series, which I am calling 3x3. So our challenge for this series is to have 3 types of animal from every biome. So last episode we built the pangolin habitat, and you'll see here I spent a long time trying to figure out how the guests could actually come in. So my goal for today is to work on the area with the shops for a little bit, and then maybe build a new exhibit. So right here we have kind of a blank space. I'm going to put a mini exhibit here, and I just want to do some landscaping. Next episode, my plan is to enlarge the shop area. We're going to have quite a few time lapses today, so let's jump into our first one. At first, I tried building my own mini exhibit, which I haven't really done much of the construction part of it, where you build your own exhibits and stuff, and it's kind of hard to use. It could be because I haven't done very much of it, but I also don't have very much unlocked. So as you can see, I kind of tried, used a couple of the different roof styles, but you know, none of the woods really matched the theme I have right now, and until I can unlock some of the more cooler stuff, we're just kind of stuck with what we have. Obviously, the roof was not matching up correctly. I mean, things weren't really matching up, and I don't know how that works. So in the future, I might just have to try and look it up. The other thing that I had a lot of trouble with was the roof didn't match like the gables. So I don't know how to fix that either. I guess I haven't really done much with this. No, there's a couple like ways to do it manually, but I just kind of decided it was too much work and went with the pre-built one. And there's already an exhibit in there. And I kind of scrolled through a lot of the exhibit animals. I don't like bugs. Spiders are like my worst enemy. But I ended up going up with scorpions. I think scorpions are pretty cool. And I just bought kind of the cheapest ones and sent them in there. They're also a good source of income. I found when you have those little mini exhibits, they breed really fast, and you can sell them off for a lot of money. Here we're going to put in a rock formation, and I actually put in a couple and just kind of made them match. I also rocked off behind the vendor to the right there, just to kind of make it seem more scenic. I've mentioned before that I quite like doing these formations. I think they're a lot of fun. The only thing I find a little annoying is when I'm trying to put plants or trees onto the rock formations, you see how they kind of tip back and forth like that, and you have to be careful where you place them, or you place them before you do the rocks. That's just one thing, but besides that, I mean, it's really cool. We also worked on the Peacock Habitat last episode. And that one I had to expand a little bit off camera because they were having babies and it was getting too small. But yeah, I mean, I'm really enjoying this so far. Let me know what you guys think. I've been playing Planet Zoo for a little while now, but before that, I had been playing Sims 4 for far longer. I do a lot of builds in The Sims 4, and I occasionally do a playthrough with a family, but I usually I either get bored with it or I just move on to a new one. And I just have so many saves that I never come back to. So they're both, I mean, I like Sims 4. I like the idea of it, but Planet Zoo's, I don't know, they're just, like, they're similar, but they're also not similar, if you know what I mean. And then I was thinking about the layout of the zoo, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one exhibit that kind of is at the beginning, quote-unquote, of the zoo. So right now you've got this little entrance area with our two medium-sized exhibits and our little baby exhibit. And then we're going to do one that has a bridge over it. And that will branch off into the different biomes. So I want to kind of go like taiga, temperate to the left, Asia, Africa to the right, you know, that sort of thing. I don't know though, we'll have to kind of see how it pans out. I know the episode last week, my microphone was a little off, so this week hopefully that has worked itself out. I switched microphones and we'll see how that goes. I played the original Planet Zoo that was on Xbox, actually. I don't think it was called Planet Zoo. I think it was called Zoo Tycoon or something along those lines. And I thought, when that game came out, I thought it was amazing. Like, I thought it was top of its time. Clearly now it's not. When this game came out, I really wanted it, but at the time, the computer I was using was my grandpa's computer on my dad's side, and it was the slowest computer in existence. I mean, my friends could tell you how long it took me to just load up Minecraft, and it was just a pain in the behind. I mean, it would take probably about an hour to turn on. So if I wanted to start playing at 8, I'd have to turn it on at 7 or 6:30 because it took that long to boot up, and it had a bunch of programs that I tried to delete off of it, but they corrupted while they were deleting, and so those would all pop up as well. So that was just really annoying, but I got a new computer for Christmas actually, and it is like a dream. I have never, ever been on a computer that is like that fast, that perfect. I mean, it's just amazing, and it's amazing what a new computer can do. So that's what I record these on. And the way I have it going now is where I record these in the evenings, because kind of the way my day goes is I have school in the morning, so I go to college classes, and then I work 2 days a week, and then the evenings is when I game. So I'll game, and then I just screen record while I'm gaming, and then on the weekends or, you know, during the week when I have some free time, I'll edit it, and I'll do the voiceover on the weekends when I can. So for now, I think Planet Zoo episodes are going to be coming out every Sunday, as long as I can get the voiceovers done. If not, I have a plethora of Minecraft videos ready to go out, and so, I mean, I could always just put one of those out instead. My plans for the future, I'm not really sure. I've thought about playing Subnautica. I also have Animal Crossing, if you guys would want to see that. Otherwise, I've thought about starting a Minecraft server with some of my friends. I've never really gotten into the caimans, and the zoo near me, they have a lot of caimans and alligators, and they actually have a white crocodile, which I have always thought is really cool. He's older than I am. So I decided to go for these Cuvier's dwarf caimans. I got a male and a female, and hopefully they'll just start breeding and we'll have more. So my thought was, I really like water exhibits. I have a little trouble always with the barriers for them, but I want to make it so you can go up and over the water and look down and have it beneath you. Now, I built this exhibit, and I've decided now that I need to go back and put more water in and make it a little bit bigger, but you know, I can just do that later off camera. It's not something you guys need to see. Something else you'll see next episode is on the other side of the exhibit by the vendors, I actually moved that in a little bit to make a pathway. You'll see next episode, I built a very large kind of shopping area. I kind of wanted to go for a more tropical feel with this one, so I did go very tropical, although I did make sure that the crocodiles were fine with the plants I put in there, because, you know, if they're not fine, then their health starts to go down, and it's a mess. I put a lot of reeds in. I originally had the reeds right there, but then they were kind of in the way of the water, so I moved them underneath the bridge. Something I would really like to focus on this playthrough is figuring out how to do better water exhibits, because I feel like I have a hard time doing them. So kind of back to my earlier discussion, there's a lot of time lapses today. I think there's 2 or 3 different time lapses. If you guys want less time lapses, tell me, and I'll try to figure out a way to do less, or I will, you know, focus more on the gameplay and cut out a lot of the building so we get more done. It's just kind of up to you guys what you want. I am a little under halfway through Subnautica Below Zero, but if you wanted a playthrough of that, I'd be willing to do that as well. Otherwise, I have a demo I want to play called Endling. I've been following the game for a very long time. I don't know, it's just kind of up to you guys. And obviously, you know, I haven't been doing this very long. YouTube has always been something I've wanted to do for as long as I can remember. I've wanted to do YouTube, and then when I found out about Twitch, I was like, this is amazing. I'd love to do this. And until now, my computer hadn't had the capabilities, but now that I have a computer capable of doing that, I'd be willing to do that. So I'm just kind of trying the best I can for now. Obviously, will take a while for me to get comfortable on camera, because I've never been comfortable on camera. And it takes me a minute to remember, you know, kind of figure out what to talk about. Because when I'm thinking about doing the voiceovers before I actually do them, I'm like, oh yeah, I know what to talk about. You know, this is exactly what I'll talk about. And then once I'm actually sitting there doing it, my brain just goes completely empty. Which, of course, you know, I'm sure is normal and will fix itself eventually. But I mean, if you can't fail without trying, is kind of my mindset here. Is, you know, if this doesn't go anywhere, then, you know, at least I tried, and at least I, you know, got it off my bucket list, and I can say, hey, you know, I tried this, it didn't work, and I'll just go about my plans now. Because really, I've always been a gamer. I mean, ever since I was young. I first started playing Minecraft in 3rd grade. I remember kids at school talking about it constantly and being like, and I remember coming home to my mom and being like, Mom, everyone at school is talking about this game. I want to play it. And I bought Pocket Edition on our iPad and played that for many years. And then I didn't really get into like computer, Xbox, Nintendo Switch until about 5th or 6th grade. And then since then I've been using my dad's computer, which is a Toshiba something something. I mean, it's ancient. I decided to do a rock formation for the Caimans, and I know they don't need it. I don't think it said that they needed any hard shelter, but I decided to anyway because it looks nice and I like building these, even though they're not going to be used. I thought it would be cool to have the guests be able to look into the rock formation and be like, oh, you know, this is where they sleep, even though they will probably not ever use it. And I can't say that I have worked at a zoo, but my parents are both veterinarians, so I kind of have grown up learning about animals, knowing about animals. I watched a absurd amount of Wild Kratts when I was younger, which was just kind of the thing. I mean, I watched Wild Kratts. It was just kind of all the animal themed shows. And, you know, it's just kind of always been my thing. Now, obviously, I don't want to be a veterinarian. I did for the longest time. But I don't think I have the mathematical abilities to do that. Math is my worst subject, which is actually what I'm taking right now in my college classes, is math, which I'm just trying to get it out of the way so I don't have to worry about it after this. As soon as I get through, I think I have one more class after this one I have to take that's required. And then I never have to take it again, which would be really great. I hate math with a burning passion. I was telling this to my friend the other day, I would rather write a 90-page paper on anything, literally anything, than do math. So that's kind of what I've been devoting a lot of my time towards. And, you know, this YouTube venture has been really fun for me because it's not math. And I have always wanted to learn how to edit. And I'm too cheap to pay for an editing program without, you know, being able to have... I have a job, but I'm also saving for college. So it's just kind of like, if it's not gonna be able to support me, then why would I pay for it? So for now, I'm actually using iMovie, which works really well. I was really surprised because there was a couple that were like, oh, you know, we're free. And then you downloaded them and it was like a trial. I tried those. They were very advanced and I had no idea what I was doing. But I use iMovie for all of my editing because my friend and I do a podcast as well called What's That? Let's Chat. And I use iMovie for editing that as well. So it's just kind of been a learning experience, cutting things. I didn't know you could do time lapses until I kind of played around with a bunch of the features. But hopefully my editing skills will progress further in the future. I can't say my gaming skills are that well though either. I mean, I can build. I have a recording that I am currently editing down that is a tour of a world that I have built on a server. It's not really my world, I suppose, but it's a very large area that I've built up with a couple of my friends, and that one is in editing right now. I'm not done with it yet. I have a math test I'm studying for, so unfortunately that has to take, you know, has to take priority. As you can see, I'm just kind of putting in some bushes and flowers on top of the rock formation, make it seem more natural. It's kind of something I do a lot, and I end up filling this whole area in with kind of these bushes just because it looks nice. Although I'm gonna end up expanding the water area, so some of that may have to move over a little bit. The one thing about Planet Zoo, which is really cool, is just like the limitless possibilities, and I want some of the different expansions, but I do not have the capabilities for them right now. Just because they are kind of expensive. It's kind of like I've spent a lot of money on games, and I know my parents are always like, why is she buying another expansion pack for a game she probably won't be playing in 5 years? I played Star Stable for a really long time. I spent so much money on it, and even like thinking about it now makes me kind of like, not cringe, but like, oh, that was not a smart decision. Like, think of all the not hundreds of dollars, but you think of all the money that I could have now to spend on other things that I spent then. But of course, when you're young, you don't really fully appreciate the meaning of money. Although I will say having a pet that is my own, that I have to provide for, has really broadened my expectations of money and kind of how to manage it. Because when I this is probably not needed information, but I've had 2 hamsters and 2 rabbits, right? So I had my first hamster, Butterscotch, and then I had my second hamster, Caspian, who was a demon. He literally would bite onto your hand and not let go. And he also got lost. He got out of his cage somehow and was gone for a week before we found him behind the stove. Now keep in mind, we have 2 schnauzers, which are ratting dogs. They were used for ratting. And then we also have a cat who only has 1 eye, but he still likes to, you know, eat things. And nobody got him, which is still shocking to this day. Caspian lived to be quite old, and then it was then that I was kind of like, you know, I've had hamsters, I've had many fish, none of them have really gone well for me. You know, some of the hamsters did. And I was ready for something bigger, and I looked into chinchillas originally, but they are so messy and so dusty, and I decided on rabbits. And I wanted to get a rabbit, but my parents said, it's all on you. If you want a rabbit, you have to pay for it. So that's what I did. I have a job, I pay for all Oliver's stuff, and he lives in my room. But it certainly has taught me a lot about saving and managing and not spending all your money at once. So as you can see, we finished the Caiman exhibit here, and there's a lot of plants, and I unlocked the 2-way glass, and I was trying to put it on the pangolin exhibit, and as I don't know how to fix this. It makes it go black, and I think that's meant to be the 2-way, but it's going the wrong way, and I don't know how to flip it around. I've tried doing it from both sides, like, okay, maybe I do it from this side, and obviously that one was black, but then other times it's not. So if you guys know how to fix that, that would be great to know. It's something that's kept me from using the 2-way glass, even though I need to for a lot of my animals. And it's not like the people can see it when it's black like that, and it's meant to be the other way around. So yeah, this is kind of where we are. We obviously got the Caiman exhibit done. Next episode, we're going to be working on the town square. I guess it's not really town square, the shopping district to the right. I want to put in kind of a foresty area in the middle with the shops surrounding it. But I think that'll be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!